I almost scolded the BM driver in front of me because it was green light and then they don't want to move. For the luxuriousness and the premiumness, what the hell is a luxuriousness? Welcome back to Sgcarmart Reviews. Have you ever had that ex-girlfriend that kind of reminds you of your current girlfriend, except nicer in some areas, sometimes a little bit more familiar? Well, today's car, the Volvo XC40, is kind of like that. And it's almost quite literally like the X of the C40. Let's take a look. Now, if you're thinking about trading in your car to get this Volvo XC40 Recharge, try selling it with Quotz instead.
Quotz helps you sell your car quickly and easily. With the new Quotz doorstep, get a professional inspection by our certified mechanics at your convenience anywhere on the island. Quotz will then auction out your car online to its wide network of dealers to bid on your car. Once bidding is complete, Quotz will update you with their best offer price at no obligation. It's that easy. To find out more, visit quotz.com.sg. That is QUOTZ.com.sg.
Now let's find out more about this car. Now, the front of the Volvo XC40 is pretty much Volvo fanfare, so you still get these Mjolnir headlights, which I think look really good. Bold lines, as well as what used to be the grille is now replaced with this sheet metal. I don't know if it's just me, but it looks like Volvo just upsized the logo. I can't tell if I like it or not, but it lets people know that you are driving an electric Volvo. Now, the bonnet is not naturally like this. I'm just leaving it open because it also has a frunk of about 31 liters, same as the C40, so you could still put a bunch of stuff here. Good idea to keep your tapao food inside here because it's pretty warm from the battery pack and all the heat generated from within the car, so I think that's pretty useful. Now let's check out the sides. Now, over by the side of the XC40 Recharge, you get 19-inch wheels, which I find a little bit weird because the C40 comes with 20-inch wheels, even though that's a more expensive car. However, if you're getting this car, I think 20-inch might be a good upgrade. By the side, of course, this SUV has SUV look, so instead of the C40 where it was a coupe SUV and a sloping roofline, over here it's more boxy, more traditionally SUV-like, which I think is nice, and it also comes in this two-tone color, and your charging port is right over here. Good stuff. Let's check out the back. Now, over by the back of the XC40 Recharge, I think this is where I like the looks of the car the least. The newer C40 actually has the taillights wrapped around the sheet metal, but over here it's kind of just one piece. While it does look pretty decent, I do feel like it looks a bit aged, a bit older. It's not really designed to look very 2022, but I think that's up to personal preference. You also get badging over here, the XC40 and the Volvo badging, and really cool kick sensor, which works 100% of the time, which I'm really happy about. And you're faced with 483 liters worth of boot space. It's pretty sizable. It's not like 600, but 483 is enough. It doesn't quite pass the anti-trolley length test though. Just a smidge, just a little bit, but that's fine. But you can definitely put daily livable stuff, daily groceries over here. One thing that I want to mention is the fact that it comes with this adjustable boot floor thing where you can fold it halfway and you get hooks over here. It has like a shopping bag logo to hook stuff if you don't want to put them over here. But it also serves as a separator for some stuff you want to put in the boot. And the best part about it is you can store your parcel shelf underneath. It's a bit of a puzzle fitting thing, but it fits underneath. You don't want it here. So it's a pretty usable space, and of course the signature Volvo ski hatch that you have to open from the back. Good job! Let's check out the inside.
The Volvo XC40 Electric is priced at $256,000. The electric motor produces 231 brake horsepower and 330 Nm of torque. The single-speed transmission brings the car from 0 to 100 km per hour in 7.4 seconds. The 69 kWh battery capacity provides a drive range of 425 km. For more details on the Volvo XC40 Electric or any other car, head on to sgcarmart.com to help you make a smart choice on your next car.
So over here in the back of the Volvo XC40 Recharge, it's a pretty standard space, especially for an SUV of this size. So I'm about 1.8 meters tall and I'm getting pretty decent knee room, pretty decent wiggle room, and headroom is it's there. You know, it's their space, but it's not very roomy. Material-wise, you get the same materials as you will get with the C40. I don't know if it's exactly the same. For me, some areas feel a little bit different in a good way, but I don't know if it's exactly the same. So you still get this scuba diving suit material, I think. It's pretty soft, and this weird cloth material as well. Julian loves it. I personally am okay with it. I don't like love it or anything either, but I'm getting used to it. For amenities, you get a storage space over here. You get aircon vent here, no climate control unfortunately, and what looks like a 12-volt socket is actually 2 USB-C ports. So it's pretty useful, and you get a magazine holder here as well. And you get cup holders over here by the middle seat. And this felt material flat thing that you open up and you can't really access anything. If you want to access the boot, you actually have to open the ski hatch at the back. If you cut this away, the bars of the middle seat headrest is kind of exposed, so you might want to leave it there. You also get ISOFIX points as well. And over by the middle seat, it's a standard middle seat. Not really expecting much. So there's a transmission tunnel, so if you have to put your feet on top, there's not a lot of space, so you have to put it at the back. However, because this is an SUV, I get pretty decent shoulder room actually. All in all, I think the materials here, the space here is pretty convenient. It's pretty comfortable. Some might like the materials, others might not like the materials, but I feel comfortable. I'm not loving it, but I think I like it for what it is. Now let's check out the front. Now in the front of the Volvo XC40 Recharge, if you came from the C40 video, it's pretty much the same thing. So I'm not gonna go through it over again. Just a couple of things I want to highlight. Number one, your range actually isn't visible on your instrument cluster. So if you want to see how much range you have left, you actually have to go through the menu over here and it will tell you how much range you have left. A little bit bothersome. I don't like taking my eyes off the road. Some people are okay with it. It does tell you the battery percentage though, but it's kind of hard. You have to do the math of like, okay, if 100% is like XXXXX, what does this percent XX? There's too many numbers. I just want to drive. And this little volume control button is very tactile. So if you see, I like the way it feels. It feels very nice. And this thing, so it has a sunroof and you can swipe it to cover it. There's no buttons. I've tried, it's not a button. It felt weird at first. It got a bit of getting used to, but depending on your lifestyle, you are probably not even going to touch this at all. So that's up to personal preference. And just a quick shout out to this little rubbish bin. My producer Mickey says this is a useless rubbish bin, in her words. This is honestly one of the bigger rubbish bins I've seen on a car, and it's pretty functional. It acts as a dustbin as well, and even if you don't want to use it as a dustbin, you can just use it to throw random stuff inside, which is pretty useful. And you get this really nice gear shifter. It feels nice. When I'm driving it, I realize that I have a tendency to do this. Now that I think about it, it looks kind of wrong on camera. What? But it's nice. It's a nice gear shifter. It doesn't feel awkward. It doesn't feel out of place. And best of all, it's not gear nubbin. So all in all, it's very familiar, very premium. I like the qualities that are used. You even get this like wood trimming thing. It's very Volvo. Does it drive like a Volvo? Well, one way to find out. So the Volvo XC40, how does it feel like on the road? Well, numbers first. You get 231 brake horsepower and 330 Newton meters of torque with an on-paper range of 425 kilometers. Now, these are pretty standard EV numbers, but because this is an EV, it's pretty impressive for what you're paying for. Just to put it into perspective, the Mercedes EQA, the base variant at least, comes with 426 kilometers worth of range, on paper at least, and that car costs about 50 kilometers more. And I think this car can really compete with the luxury electric SUVs in the market. So as with all SUVs, if you need to overtake, just push down the pedal and this thing goes by ridiculously quickly. Honestly, I'm still getting used to the speed, and it's almost ridiculous how a family car like this XC40 goes by that quickly. So you never feel like you need more power. You never feel like the Myvi in front of you is taking up space. You just need to push the pedal a little bit and off you go. You know, maybe your kids will be in for a shock, but let me tell you, even though this is a family SUV, you're gonna have a lot of fun driving this car. So driving this on regular Singapore roads with all the tarmac and the, I don't know, debris and trees, and it's been raining a couple of days, so the floor is a little bit wet. The road is a little bit wet as well. it's a little bit bumpy. But then again, this is something you kind of expect from SUVs. It's not super comfortable, and when you're going around bends, it's also pretty heavy in terms of body roll, but nothing unbearable. I think after a while you do get kind of used to the overall comfort of the car. I do wish it was a little bit softer, the suspension, over like small bumpier roads or roads in construction. It gets a little bit wobbly, and it's not a back pain kind of wobbly. It's kind of like your massage chair got into overdrive and it starts massaging you insanely quickly kind of vibe, which I guess is not for everybody. It's great for babies though to fall asleep in, because they need a rocky sensation to fall asleep. But other than that, I think the overall comfort is great. It's not the best, but given that this is an EV and you don't even have the nauseating feeling of the car, it's pretty decent. So one feature that comes with this XC40 that is also present in the C40 is the one pedal drive. Now Julian has talked about it, but I do need to emphasize this again. The one pedal drive is not great. So I have it on right now and you can toggle it on the driving menu, but let me just let go of the brake, let go of the accelerator. It slows down dangerously quickly. It's super jerky, and actually just now when I was testing it while driving this car, it almost got me into an accident because the car in front of me thought I was gonna speed up, but because there was an accident in front of me, I let go of the pedal and it slowed down. Like, it dropped like 10 kilometers just doing that, which to me feels a bit jerky. So while driving this, I have it off pretty much all the time. But if you're like Desmond and you prefer the jerkiness of the one pedal drive system, this might be for you. Personally, I think I would still find it a little bit hard to adjust to that one pedal drive, but other than that, you get the typical safety assistance features such as lane keeping assist, blind spot monitoring on the mirrors, as well as I don't know if it's adjustable cruise control, but it has cruise control, which is great. So it kind of helps you take your mind off driving for a little bit, or at least on highway. I think it doesn't work as well on small roads. I haven't actually tried it, but on highway roads, when you're going home from town area to Pasir Ris and you're on a PIE, I think this is perfectly fine. So the Volvo XC40 Recharge, is it a will buy, won't buy, or go try? Well, I have to say that this car is a will buy. There are a number of factors to this, and I think a lot of them has to do with the fact that despite its price point, you are really getting a lot of car for the money that you're paying for. This car comes in at about $250,000, so slightly above $250,000, and a lot of its competitors are actually significantly more expensive than its price point. And yet you're still getting the same amount of luxuriousness. Like, you still get this leather-clad steering wheel, nice materials over here, and the drive is great. My only complaint is the one pedal drive, but if you have that off for like the remaining 10 years, you're not really gonna be bothered with it. And the fact that you get 425 kilometers worth of range, which is a lot. So you're only charging this car maybe like once a week. There are a number of factors to this car. I like the way this car looks. It has enough space for the family at the back. And at the same time, if you're alone in the car and you really need to go home and pee or something, you cannot hold your bladder, this car has the power to get you home without any questions asked, and safely with all the safety assistance features. There's really very little to complain about this car. I think this car is definitely the better option for most compared to the C40 that Julian reviewed. Maybe you like the looks of the C40 a little bit better, but I think in terms of practicality, in terms of usefulness, and a very good balance of price point and looks and power, there's no argument that this car is one of the best in the market right now. So that's why I say for me, the Volvo XC40 Recharge is a will buy. So that's it for our review of the Volvo XC40 Recharge. Let us know in the comment below whether or not this car is a will buy, won't buy, or go try for you. Of course, like and share the video and subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. 79% of you are not subscribed, so just click the button over there and also click the button beside it, which is the bell notification button, so that you'll be notified every time we upload a new video. Also, follow us on TikTok. We are at Sgcarmart. We are so close to 20k, so please help get us there. Anyways, thanks for watching. This is Will signing out. Bye bye. They're so convenient on getting the best price. I don't know why the moment I look at JJ, right, I suddenly say the best price thing. Follow the truck. I get some fuel efficiency or battery efficiency.